from Australia. Former Australian Sevens representative is our referee. Russia have been sort of towards the end of the ladder at each tournament so far. Equal 15th in Dubai, equal 11th Cape Town, equal 14th in Wellington. And Juratalo in 6th played some Super Rugby last year for the Sunwolves from Japan. Quite a few of the Americans actually have test caps in 15s. And some people believe that's why they might just be a little slow to get going this series, because a lot of the guys did come back from 15s. So we're underway. Final batch of matches on day one. Out on the full, not the way they were supposed to start, Marto.
Well, Stephen Thomason becoming the playmaker and kicker this game. Usually that's Naiua's job, and he's not there. A wonderful restarter, so they've got to adapt. They've got some new players out there.
So Russia now looking for the early points, and that's not the way to do it. Make a communication over on the far side, throwing it to the man with the flag, the assistant referee almost.
Their final game and their third game of the day, you'd think they'd be a little sharper than that. Early days.
Still very hot for the fans over on the far side. They can't wait for the sun to go down. Not to mention the players. Now Isles inside his own 22. Well marked in every game. You can't give him any move on the outside. So it's the USA, and Juratalo flings it over. Liuta, and on the ground now on the 22. Juratalo, on the short side they go. Cut out pass, bounce pass, it's not a good one. So Don Paddy has some work to do in goal. Good work by Russia.
Well, they are rusty. Well, let's face facts. The United States normally start with the same 7 players and keep rolling them out. They've got a really solid combination, evidenced by their 2 good wins today against Argentina and Canada. They're giving some of their secondary players a go, and the combination's not quite there. And he's hurt himself there, Party. Scored a good try in their last game. He looks in a lot of pain. Knee.
Touching at the arm. So he's receiving treatment. The USA are going for 6 on the trot against Russia. What have you made of Russia, Greg? Because they do cop some constructive criticism about their lack of consistency. People think that second year on the HSBC Sevens World Series, they should be doing better than they are.
Oh, no, I thought they were rudimentary last year, but I reckon they've come a long way. A lot of their patterns and their shape have shown tremendous improvement. Like Kotov, I love some of his power. The number 11 out there now. Davidoff was good last year, and this year, yeah, I think the improvements were tremendous.
And they are missing probably their best player, Strushko.
So true, last year he was their main thrust. So, scrum.
Massive screens here.
Here's your mark.
Boys, at the Sydney Sevens.
Steady. Nice to the balls in.
Fans love seeing their image up there.
Time back on. Crouch. Five.
Okay.
Set.
Great opportunity here as Sukin puts it in for Russia. And he's going to have a dart on his own. Taken by Thomason. And the penalty goes against Russia. They didn't do enough with that possession.
There's a big size differential between the front row of the Americans and the Russians. So at the breakdown, if they don't get it right, technically the Russians get blown away. Big story for the Americans, of course. There's Party now, their starting playmaker. He's off.
Boys,
as you said, looks like an elbow,
stop.
Maybe a shoulder.
Boys,
big story for the USA is Nate
Must
Ebner.
stop.
Played for their team at the Olympics and all the way through the World Series last year, playing for the Patriots on Monday in the Super Bowl.
Well, what a year he has had. And that's a poor line out by the USA. And Russia looking to make them pay. So Davidov up to the 22 and over the 22 he goes. Filatov, the playmaker. Kotov. And through the hands it goes and out to Sukin. And he scores the try for Russia, so nothing wrong with that. Very clinical indeed. Simple catch and pass, creating the overlap, and Dmitry Sukin has his second try for the day.
Yeah, one of their problems has been out-and-out pace, but when you've got such an overlap, that 2-on-1 on the outside, and I think the Americans were confident they could shut it down, but no way in the world. Sukin, great positioning in the tackle. Even if he was hit, he was going over. Good try, Russia. They beavered away for the last 2 minutes or so. Nice pass, Kotov. So often he'd throw the dummy and go, but this time he knew. Sukin obviously signalled, I've got the room, I want the ball, and they gave it to him.
And the try scorer will try and add the extras from out wide. Not his best kick of the day, so it is 5 points to 0. Russia over the USA. Pool D action. Going into this one, the USA with 2 wins from their 2 previous matches, on top with 6 points. Argentina on 4, Canada on 4, and Russia on 2 because of 2 losses. So no real pressure on the USA. They've pretty much booked a spot in the top 8 tomorrow. Now some space on the short side for Isles, but then Sukin came across and shut him down.
Yeah, but it's opened up a lot of room on the left.
And that's where they are heading right now. Through their hands it goes. Martin Yosefo on halfway. It's a good carry. It's a Thomason. And out to Haney, and now it's Liuta.
Advantage. Lock on.
Interesting player in the American team is their 13th man, Pungo Haney. They needed a replacement last week, and
Marks here.
the Wellington player, Marison Pats is his club, put his hand up and made his debut, and they brought him across the Tasman this week as well.
Let's go. Crouch.
Number 13, there he is,
Fine.
down at the front row.
Isn't that a fabulous story? Minding your own business in Wellington, from American Samoa.
Pungo Haney. Whoa, and just losing on that occasion was Filatov, and he managed to grab it eventually. And Russia up to the 10-metre mark in their own territory still. Filatov to Sukin, and now Davidov. The inside ball was a good one to Shivatov. And Filatov. All the Tovs are having a crack. Stanislav Bondarev. Davidov. And Sukin kicking ahead. And Cullen Isles will have to get back there and clean up. And, well, he gets on the outside. And now, Cullen Isles. It's all over. Give up the chase when this man is in space. Cullen Isles gets his first try on day 1 for the USA. And that brings up 400 points in his career, his 31st tournament.
Oh, the turnaround. Russia were on the attack. The slide through grubby kick. If only if it was someone not other than Cullen Isles. Have a look at him. Had time. He knows how quick he is. He knows what he can do. Didn't go outside, went inside. And there's nowhere in the world Russia got anyone who can go anywhere near him. As he approaches the post, looks at himself on the big screen. It's Isles, and Isles are smiles.
Cullen Isles. Good to see him back after an injury. You can see the right arm is still heavily strapped. And there's the extra 2 from right in front from Stephen Thomason. So it is the United States leading Russia 7 points to 5. Well, just after mentioning him, now we see Pungo Haney. Oh, not quite sure what happened there. Slipped there.
That, you know what that is? That's a pectoral muscle. I think he's torn some of his pec.
Well, half-time it is the United States leading Russia 7 to 5. Panic tomorrow, but they're running short of replacements.
The USA passport and you live in Sydney, maybe pop out to the stadium tomorrow for a game.
No chance of Donald Trump making an overnight trip, is there?
He can tweet his way through 14 minutes.
Yeah.
So the USA conceding the penalty, and now Russia. Just punch it into the corner, and it's a good one. So it'll be a line out 5 metres out.
They're not long-range try specialists. This is their zone when they get in the 22. There's some big units. They play narrow rather than going on the outside. They'll back themselves. They'd love a win. After Canada and Argentina have beaten them earlier in the day, they'd love the US scalp.
Lost 2 previous games with just 1 try. So what can they do here? Sukin just holding it up and dribbling one out to Filatov, and he is wrapped up there, or is he? He's reaching out and he's over. Terrific work. Got the forward momentum in the tackle of Martin Yosefo, and so the Russians have hit back.
Oh, he's thanking his Lord, all right, because if he didn't, he could have thrown an easy pass for a try on the outside. He had to make this. He backed himself, he backed himself. There's a man on his outside unmarked. Filatov got there. Oh, it's always a difficult one. The bounce past the defenders, watch where the balls hit the ground. They can prop, and Filatov's taking advantage.
And in position to score as well. So here's the conversion, and it's over. So it is 12 points to 7. Russia leading, and Filatov, he has got 3 for the day. Kicking off, and a good take by the USA. Thomason, one of their test players. Sefo, and here on the left wing. Wallace Sims fires it across to Thomason, and Liuta to Carlin Isles. The afterburners are on. Oh, and a little bit of a stumble, but it doesn't matter because he has so much balance. Ready to watch. It's taken a while, but now he's finally finding some space, and he has got a double in this match.
Oh, classy. Carlin Isles went on the outside to be cut off and then cut back on the inside, which is a risk for most players because you lose so much speed, but his acceleration after he slowed down was so good. Get it to Carlin. The big cut-off could have gone earlier, nothing but fingertips there. It was, that one was difficult. Look, he almost came to a halt, but then took off again. Magnificent sprinting style. Track and field star. Now a rugby star.
And the USA women's team supporting them from the stands after finishing second in the women's competition at Sydney 2017. So Carlin Isles, 81, just staying in touch with Perry Baker, and of course Zach Test is well in front on the try scoring list for the USA. Test played a lot of seasons. (14-12). Plenty of hang time on this one. Knock back.
The best restart team in the comp.
Thomason. Oh, and then Matai Nayuta. I think I saw him just looking up at the space ahead of him. He forgot to catch the ball. Not the first player to do it. He won't be the last.
Yeah, he's a big unit. I think he was looking to come off that left foot and just seeing how quick the defenders were coming.
Played a test against Romania last year.
White 9. White 9. Sub.
So the USA making a change. Thomason coming off.
Nayua, the playmaker's spot.
Crouch.
The 7.
Mine.
He has 17 test caps and 15s. Plenty of time for Russians to hit back Babayev, and that's not the way to do it. Now the chase is on. And they go without it. And it's there for Giratalo, so switch of play. Back to Nayua. Nayua showing it on the inside, then giving it to Danny Barrett, and, well, he puts it down.
Oh, a rare mistake from the big unit. Such a powerful man.
Coming off the bench, he won't be happy with that. Oh, he just couldn't get down. He wasn't warm enough.
I think the coach, Mike Friday, told him he was going to have this game off, but then, of course, with the two dual injuries in the first half, he's had to switch on, and he wasn't quite there.
Crouch.
3 tries already today for Barrett. He can sniff number 4 there.
Suga to Filatov. Penalty goes to Russia.
Yeah, they'll throw this down. Go to the line out. Report here.
I'm undecided, so tell me what you saw.
After the play, 3 white, made contact with the red player on the ground with his knees.
Yeah. So what's your recommendation?
Yellow card.
Yellow card, so 3 white.
3 white.
3 white. Come here. So you've gone down, made contact with your knees. Player, yellow card.
Well, we won't see him again, Danny Barrett. So he is going to sit out most of this game.
One mistake and a yellow card. That's his contribution.
Oh, he'll be telling his teammates about the 3 tries he scored earlier.
Yeah.
So 14 points to 12. The USA looking to make it 3 from 3 on day 1. Russia looking to break their drought after 2 narrow losses to Canada and Argentina.
Oh, I tell you what, the sighting commissioner will be having a look at that. Be careful tomorrow morning, Danny Barrett. Here's Russia's chance to win this game.
So Sukan.
Extra number.
Good work in midfield from Filatov, and then just fling it back. Lazarenko. Up around halfway. And having a run now is Russian. Roman the Russian. Filatov. A little bit of space. Trying to stretch this 6-man USA team, and almost getting through as Davidov, and the offload is brilliant. Lazarenko is in for Russia, and all of a sudden they're in front.
How's that for payoff? No victories yet today, but they kept going at it. Went wide to the left, then they came back to the right. They know they've got an extra man, the numerical advantage. USA, they matched up pretty nicely. Covered them, but a bit lazy on the inside. The drop off there, they didn't come across and work hard enough and paid for it.
Well, they were trying to stretch them, weren't they? Knowing that the USA had a man in the bin. Shaped to kick. Just bought a bit of time with that. There's a beautiful offload. And Lazarenko is in for his 25th try in his career, first for the weekend. Here's the kick from out wide. It's off the upright, bounces back, so unsuccessful from the conversion point of view, but a successful outing for Russia. 3rd time lucky. Full time. Russia 17, the USA 14. So the action continues.